A lot of people have been asking what is actually going on inside the mind of an actual pro player or like a high elo player, and I will use this video to explain you everything that I think about in a game. Who am I to tell you though? I'm a multi-season challenger player myself since many years and currently a full-time pro player. Let's get straight into the video. The first thing I'm actually doing is I take a look at the scoreboard, or rather at the champs that are being played. The first thing I want to look at is for my bot lane matchup. I have Civilulu into Corki Nautilus, and what I am thinking about is, can I actually contest the first wave? And if I see this matchup, the answer is yes, 100%. Why is it so important to contest the first waves? By contesting the first wave, you can kind of control the lane and how the waves are being played. That is why it's super important to always look to contest waves in the early game. What I do next is I kind of theory craft my waves. So let's imagine a world where there's wave 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I already think about, okay, if I want to get prior level 1, then I might be slow pushing first wave, then on next wave, right, level 2, I have my level up timer to level 2. I mean, it's on bot lane right now, right? For solo lanes it's a bit different, but you have the same thing that you can use to theory craft. Then on the second wave, for example, I could look to hard push myself, maybe get like a ward or something and try if enemy jungler can potentially be pathing bot or is like maybe around. Then on third wave I can do the same thing again. If I want to play for prior or for example look to help my jungler on scuttle, I can slow push again and then crash the next wave again. So then on my next level up timer, right, on the wave 4, I have my level 3 timer, and then I can potentially move again, maybe get a reset or whatever. Of course, there are also ways to play the wave differently. Like for example, you can also stack 3, reset for Cull, for example, and there are a lot of different things that you can do, but this is how you can kind of theory craft your waves in your game, and this is what I always think about when going into the game. Okay, so we already talked about that I want to contest prio, so now I'm actually getting to lane, and you see me, I'm clicking pretty aggressively on the minions. My Lulu now got a really good trade on the enemies, and I know that if I just click up now, that I will probably be winning with my W. So what I do is I auto W, and now I see, okay, enemy Nautilus actually completely trolled, right? Like, he is basically a bot right now. He has no Q, he didn't skill W, and basically Corki is a free target. What I can also see here is his body language, right? Like, this guy is clicking out, he wants to go out, and Corki is actually clicking in, and we kinda have a triangle on him, or like we rather have this one on him, because Nautilus cannot follow up, he has no Q, he's completely useless. So what I decide to do in this situation is just click on Corki, I use my barrier really aggressive to like prevent the HP, right? And just click onto him. Now you see the enemies are fighting, my clicks were not that bad, I pressed quick tab to see if he actually has barrier because I didn't check, that's completely my bad. And now I got auto W reset again, it's super important, I fully stacked lethal tempo, and now I see this Nautilus, and yeah, a lot of people would flash for Nautilus here, but in my mind is I just want to fix my wave state. So I'm already thinking, okay, what is the highest valuable play for me? And the most value is to push in this wave, get XP and gold, and then reset afterwards, right? And then out of the base, I can play the next wave again. Because this is wave 1 and 2, and then I can play wave 3 and 4 again. If I would chase this guy, then I would potentially lose XP and gold, and I don't want that, and it's basically an empty kill. So I always advise you guys to look out for your wave state and have a good wave state. So I'll be resetting now and then heading back to lane. Okay, I went straight back to lane, I actually got hooked, which was pretty bad by me, but I wanted to thin the wave so they don't get a big crash. So I'm trying here to hold the wave a bit before my turret so the wave doesn't crash, so I have a better wave state. And now what is happening, I'm F-keying my jungler and I'm looking, okay, what is happening on the map? So he's pinging me that enemy jungler is probably on bot side scuttle, right? My jungler is actually going for top side scuttle. So I need to be really aware now that enemy jungler could potentially come down. But what would happen if I would, like, you know, bait down the enemy jungler to bot lane? The thing is, if enemy jungler scuttle and is going into bot lane, then maybe my jungler will get an invade window or something to do stuff, right? And it would like free my top lane and my mid laner to also do stuff. So here, I know enemy jungler is bot side, but I'm still not scared to do stuff, right? Corki is trolling a bit here, really bad Nautilus hook. You see enemy jungler is here, okay, we knew about that one already. He is here, enemy Silas also moved bot lane. And yeah, I will die here for sure, but it's live. My mid laner is getting a push out on mid. I still got a double kill and Silas didn't get anything. So even though this may look a bit bad, I still put people down on bot lane. My Nocturne got a really good reset while enemy jungler is still on map, and my mid laner got a push out on mid lane. And what would happen now is if enemy bot lane decides to open mid lane, then we have really good lane assignments. So after that, I will just open mid lane here myself because I need to catch this wave, right? LeBlanc actually went from mid lane to catch a bot lane wave, and now it's my time to not open into bot lane and like a really bad opening. Instead, I open mid lane, I see my LeBlanc is spacing now, okay, she got cancelled. So I will just play another wave on mid lane, and enemies will lose that wave because we saw Corki moving down here, right? And now we're basically getting 6 for 0 trade. So the enemies are losing one full wave and they are getting nothing. And I can still move down bot lane and will be able to catch this wave. And LeBlanc can open on the next wave on mid lane. Waves are spawning at 0.5 and 35 all the time. So on the 0.5 wave, right, like 505, my LeBlanc will open on that wave into mid lane again. So she's also basically like we as a team are not losing anything because I will be able to catch next bot. And what is happening now is my LeBlanc got cancelled and enemies are overstaying really hard. So what we do in this example is never click backwards. I'm always clicking in. I have barrier up, I have my shield up. It's also good, for example, here, like a lot of people would maybe turn back or overchase for the kill. But what I want to do here is get as much HP done from the Corki to have a better state in lane for myself. Because if Corki is this much HP and I'm losing this much HP, then it's still completely fine because Corki would probably need to base and else I could dive him. So what we do is we're just trading the Corki. Okay, I'm using my Q, he's using barrier and he's 1 HP now. So what can he do? In a completely bad state on bot lane. And now what happens is enemy jungler is actually pulling up. Okay, I know I have barrier, I have my shield. I'm holding my shield all the time. And now, okay, I'm using my shield for his proc. He's low HP, I have still barrier up, and he's dead again. Now what happens, a lot of people would rage right now or be mad that enemy mid laner is moving bot lane again. But I'm super happy about this, because my LeBlanc can actually push the next mid lane wave again, and Silas will lose a lot. And now in this example, I'm trying to get as much distance to the Nautilus as I can so he can potentially not flash on me. Because my jungler is connecting, right? And I still have barrier up. So this is a play I can potentially still play. So I'm clicking in, I'm looking to dodge Nautilus hook. My Nocturne is moving in front of me. He's flashing in, I'm using my Q. And yeah, all I needed to do is click a bit back and wait for my jungler and just be super aware about the situation. And now what you see on mid lane, like even in a world where, you know, we didn't get killed, so I maybe die, the enemies are losing so much on mid lane if my LeBlanc is hitting here. So don't always be mad if you are like pulling people down bot lane, because it can also be super good. We're getting another kill here, and now you see the game is basically completely over for the enemies. Okay, we are jumping a bit forward into the game, and now I'm on mid lane, and I have good lane assignments. So I'm on mid lane against Silas, I'm really fed, he cannot play, I'm 2 items. What I now always do, or like most of the times when I'm ahead as AD carry, but you can also use that for other roles, you're pushing out a wave, and then the enemies, right, like the Silas right here, he needs to accept the wave. And what I'm doing now is I will be the first guy to move to the play, so we probably have numbers advantage, right? The enemies are 2, we are 3 in this play, right? So I can hit here already, I'm not clicking backwards, I'm clicking in all the time, hitting, you know. Maybe there are even a few bad clicks where I could have clicked in way more, and then Nautilus is still here. And you see it on the map again, like even though I will now misplay because I'm simply a bad player, like it happens, I could have waited for my E cooldown. You already saw on bot lane, like what these guys are losing, like by me playing aggressive, you know. Your Jace is getting free farm, free plates, enemies are losing farm and XP on bot lane again, so even though I die here because I simply misplayed, I still got so much on the side lanes that it will be worth anyways, right? And this is also how you can kind of enable yourself in the game, by actually doing stuff proactively and not sitting back all game long. And after that, there's not really that much happening, but I'm on 3 items now, I'm pushing the mid wave again, I see the enemies here, I'm not scared to click into these guys, right? So I want to fight, same thing again. I pushed out the mid lane wave, right? And now Corki showed here and accepted the wave, which will then basically lead to me being first on the fight again, and we have potential numbers. I just use my E to block the Nocturne ulti, and I'm just clicking forward here. right? And if you have cases like this, I'm hitting the Nautilus, I see, okay, Urgot is low HP, like I'm using my Q here and still autoing that guy here. Right, and now you see Corki, he's completely useless. He needed to grab mid-wave, and this is why it's so important to actually grab waves early. This can also be like happening when you are a jungle or support, for example, and you have a specific lane and you play for a push out, right? That's super important. And now this Corki guy, he's dying as well, and then the enemies basically have nothing else to do than surrender the game. And yeah, that's it. I hope you found this helpful. I would really appreciate some feedback in the comments, and have a good day. Bye bye.